Hello, welcome to First Gear Off-Road. Today I'm going to be taking and working on upgrading the power steering box that's in the FC170. Something I did about 20 years ago, and now we're going to give it even a better upgrade, going to a slightly larger box, and we're going to be having RAM assist on this build also. So follow along and see what we're doing. Okay, here's the box that was in the truck, and it served well for the last 20 years. It was the first truck I ever did with power steering, and updating it from the stock box was a big difference. And you can see how this is here with the power steering lines are hooking here for your pressure and return line. And this is the one that I typically sell for these trucks, which does the job with them just fine. What's important about these is the fact that this rounded off part right here fits right in the stock location, and then this little tab right here mounts to the frame and helps clock it in the right spot. Now what we're doing now is we're going to be going to this box, which I've already got apart here, and the differences in this one here is, one thing is the sector shaft is a larger diameter shaft, which is important since we're running bigger tires and even with the RAM assist. And also the differences in the unit here is you have your pressure return lines on here versus being on the side as on the other box. Same size 36 spline for the steering column right here, so that's not a problem. The box itself is a slightly bigger box all the way around, but it still fits in that location just fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to be taking and drilling some holes on here to give some ports for the RAM assist. Okay, so here's the box. I've already had it taken apart. I've already machined this down over here to make this fit through the frame. So what I want to do now, since I got this out, we're going to take and drill some ports in here to add the RAM assist into the truck, which will make turning those big 38-inch Falken Wild Peak RTs a lot easier. So I've already taken and marked a couple spots here, and what we're looking for is we have this vein that runs right down through here, and it goes to the bottom side of the box here. And we're going to take and drill this anywhere in here, but what we want to do is we want to try to align it with this right here. So you want to basically sight down from here all the way to here with a straight line and make a line here, and then just for reference, I just line it up with this hole right here. So right where that X is, that's where I'm going to drill a hole. So when we drill this hole here though, we're going to start off with a small, like an 1/8 inch bit, just to pilot hole it in, and we're only going to go as deep as getting into this port right here. We do not want to go all the way through it, because if we do that, it'll destroy the box, because it'll go all the way through on the inside. So we're going to go just deep enough to get into this. Okay, so we'll do that one. That'll be the first one we'll drill. And then while I've got this laid out here, we're also going to drill a second hole. And on this box, we want to just bring it into some place within this cavity right here. So anywhere in here works good. For me, this location right here, I got an X right here, and that's where we're going to drill it right there. This way, when it's in the truck, going through the frame, this part's facing up. This part will be facing back this way. There's a leaf spring shackle right about in here, and we got to make sure we're clearing that thing. So this will bring the hose up right above that and sure clear nicely. Now we're going to step this up to about a 5/16 hole. Okay, with the 5/16 bit, you can see where I'm into the cavity, and it looks like I'm pretty well centered on there. So now we're going to take it down to where just at the bottom of that, and then we're going to go up to a 7/16 bit, because that's the size we need for the 1/4 inch pipe tap. Okay, now for the 7/16 bit, and go down just as deep as the bottom of that vein that runs through there. Okay, we got the hole drilled with the 7/16. right down to the bottom of the vein right there. Looks like we're perfectly centered, and we have enough depth there, it looks like, to be able to get some good threads in there. Okay, it looks like we got the depth we need. Okay, we're going to make sure we blow these out real good. Okay, now we're going to do the other hole. With this hole, didn't have to worry about clearing anything behind it. We can just go right on through. Okay, we do want to make sure that we don't go too deep on these threads on this particular hole, because we don't want to take a chance of the fittings coming in and colliding with the selector shaft as it's going to be in here. And if it does for some reason, you can always cut the back of your fitting off a little bit. And once again, blow everything out. Okay, one thing you want to make sure is in this port right through here, so make sure there's no debris caught down at the very end of it. I have a small, long, narrow drill bit I can get right down in there just to make sure there's nothing blown down in there and get stuck at the end of it. You can use a piece of multi-strand wire, just strip it back a little bit and stick it down in there, and acts like little hooks you can use to clean that out too. But just make sure it's real good and clean down in there, and then blow it out again. Okay, I'm going to temporarily plug these off right now until we're ready to start putting the ram assist on with those fittings. But this will give us a chance to be able to do any testing we got to do with it before we get the ram on it. Okay, so let's put this back together now. Okay, well there it is, all done. We got the 2 ports put in for the RAM assist, and all we gotta do now is get it back in the truck.